Here we are at Purple Frolic Farms, and we're going up here and coming in here to see Pam Jeree and do a little tour of the property.
There's 4 different varieties, and when you can, in the salad barn, you can see the 4 different varieties. There's signs. I think this is the Cascade, there's Nugget, Chinook, and Mount Hood. And each variety goes out in a different direction from the salad barn, which is our structure there.
And so do you have individual brewers that basically buy the hops too from you?
No, just all these hops go to the Great Northern Brewery.
So they're all pre-sold sort of? Okay, that's great.
Yeah, and it's not a contract, it's just a loose agreement that we have with the brewery. And,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And, you know, commercially they grow hops differently than they do here. This is kind of an old stand. That needs to be thinned out, but because it's also architectural in that it's providing shade from the road and shade from the west setting sun during our farm dinners, we're leery to thin it too much.
Yes.
Because we like the privacy that it affords the farm. So.
Okay. And so on the acreage that we were talking about, the 4 acres, basically that's the commercial farm? I mean, that's what you're working with?
Right.
Of the 10, right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so we have a bunch of beds here.
Yep, and then we're just entering. So for the farm dinners, Tim comes right here with his big mobile kitchen and just parks, and then yeah, we go down.
Prepares everything here.
He prepares it at his house and here. You know, final cooking touches. So this is, you know, it was 22 degrees a few nights ago.
Yep.
You can see our corn is dead. We've harvested it all, so we're not too worried about that. Sunflowers. This is all a volunteer stand of sunflowers that we let come back almost every year. There's a great relationship between the birds that hang out in this chokecherry tree, back and forth. Sunflowers, chokecherry, sunflowers, chokecherry. And we really like the diversity of the wild birds that we have here.
And Pam, do you have any beehives here?
We do. We partner with Flathead Honey. They have their hives way in the back. And, you know, we had some hives ourselves, but it's just one more thing for us to be responsible for and to learn about. And we found that what's serving us best now is to find business partners. So in trade for them keeping their bees here, they give us honey.
Great.
You know, we partner with Tim because we don't have the bandwidth to be able to cook the food to prepare it for our farm dinner.
Right, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the beds behind us too?
We'll walk down here and look.
Okay.
So you can see we still have some cabbage in the ground. This is row cover, the white stuff, fabric. It's a season extender. So that, you know, these aren't quite full size, so we're hoping that they'll get a couple more weeks worth of growth. There's some kale.
It's been beautiful weather, that's for sure.
Sure. Yeah. The 22 degrees is really pretty cold.
Yep.
For much. So this line of chokecherries here we planted as a weather barrier to kind of slow down the flow of the frost. And so frost sinks, and then so the line of chokecherries was planted to kind of divert the frost over that way. And it was planted, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 years ago. You can see that there's a lot of dead barren soil right here. This is where our peas were. This area, we've been cleaning it up, getting out the quackgrass, and we're going to cover crop it. We're trying to follow Farmer's Almanac calendar, and so we have a few more days till we can throw down any cover crop seed. These 2 rows right here have been cover cropped with peas. Cover crop is just it's to pay back the soil for the bounty that it gave. And so
it's adding nutrient back into it?
Adding nutrients, and then also protecting the soil for the winter, because you know, this barren soil here is really subjected to wind erosion, and the worms aren't very happy about how arid it is. So what will end up happening is, as the peas start to grow, they'll provide a nice cover for them, help maintain moisture.
And as the winter sets on here, will you do anything special with this areas? I mean, your beds? Will you put like any kind of additional cover on the topsoil or anything like that?
Well, the city of Whitefish brings us all their residents' leaves from town, and so the soil here represents about 20 years of an entire city's worth
Wow.
of leaves here. Yeah, and it's some kind of weird karmic twist because when I was a child, I thought raking was the stupidest thing in the world. And I said, when I grow up, I'm never going to rake. Well, now I unrake an entire city's worth of leaves.
Wow.
Those are some leeks that are still in the ground. There's some onions right there. Again, more kale. We grow lots of kale. This is our asparagus nursery bed right there. We started them from seed this year. And now they're in a teen holding pattern, and then next year we'll put them in their permanent bed.
Okay.
Next spring. There's a little bit of turnips there. The last of some arugula. These big, beautiful red things, they're called orac. It's a salad green in the early season, and then this year I really started trying to grow some cut flowers for sale. So we just left these, and I've been putting them in the bouquets. I'm trying to think strategically what's the best way to walk down. You see a lot of cardboard. We use the cardboard for mulch and, again, soil protection, and it's also a bit of a weed suppressant.
Okay. Now, Pam, you do CSAs, but you're pretty much capped out at what you can do, right?
This is the first year we have ever done CSA.
Okay.
And it was really great. We really enjoyed the relationship with our customers. I can see why so many farmers enjoy their CSA. And so I think actually next year we'll try to expand it a little bit.
Okay. And how many families do you think you can take care of?
This year was our first year, and we did 18 families, and
Okay.
I think we serviced them pretty well. I think next year we have some ideas of some new things that we're going to try. We're talking about doing a gardener CSA, where we give food really early in the season, and then we give plants, and then there's a gap, and then we'll give food again in the fall. So that in the middle of the summer, the people can just enjoy the fruit that they grow themselves.
Right.
So we have a few ideas like that, but I think that we could probably double it, what we did this year.
Now, is it just you and Mike that do most of the work? Your
we
partner?
We have a lot of 20-somethings who come and live with us in the summer, and we trade them labor for room and board. And there's a huge movement of people that are interested in what we do, and it's really never been a problem to find young people who are interested in living with us and
Great.
learning about it. I'm just bringing you right here. This is where our potatoes were, and we just finished our potato harvest today. So that's new barren soil. That's a lemon balm right there that you can see just totally got froze out. This right here, this real green stuff, that's winter rye. That is a cover crop that we planted. There was that was where leeks were, and so we finished our leek harvest from this row, and then we cover cropped it right away. And you can see this the winter rye that's there. This will be the third year it's grown on our farm, so it's the third we'll save some of the seed. So last year was the first year. We saved the seed, replanted it. This is the second year, and then the seed that comes off that will be our third generation of seeds.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on
I
here.
think I should try some berries off of it. Be careful, it's kind of prickly. This is a sea berry. This was in the dessert last night that Tim made. It was a chocolate beet cake with a sea berry sauce and a chipotle cream sauce. And I call these the original Sour Patch Kids. They're super sweet and tart at the same time.
Wow.
They are...
It's like a sweet tart.
They're... I'm on the quest for the more northern tier fruits. You know, I know how much everybody loves mangoes and papayas, but in order to begin to have a more regional food system, we need to find fruits that are gonna match our, satiate our palate.
Right. So what did Tim do with this one?
He made a glaze.
A
for
glaze?
The chocolate beet.
So what did he do? Puree it and somehow and then
pureed and strained
mix it with some...
Mix it with a little sweetener.
Okay. And he used it for a glaze. What was the glaze on?
Chocolate beet cake.
Wow.
Yeah.
One of the guys over there said it was
It
delicious.
was really good.
He said it was very rich.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's just another view of the choke cherries, and you can see how they're kind of protecting and hugging this in,
Right.
this area in a little bit.